Good morning and welcome to our show, Authority Insights. Our guest this morning is Corey Kupfer, expert strategist, dealmaker, attorney, and author of the book Authentic Negotiating: Clarity, Detachment, and Equilibrium, the 3 keys to negotiating success and how to achieve them. Welcome to the show, Corey.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, what a mouthful. What a great title, though. I mean, everybody, as a CEO, all us business owners, we're always negotiating. So I'm really anxious to learn a little bit more about your book. I mean, we're dealing with our vendors, our staff, our clients, in my case, the media. So we're always negotiating. So learning more about that is great. And I know I've learned a little bit from my 4 teenage kids who negotiated their life to do whatever they want. Maybe I failed as a mom, I don't know. But it seems like kids are born with that. So I really am dying to hear more about your message. You talk about authentic negotiating. Can you define what that is for us? I've never heard that term before.
Yeah, unfortunately, too much of the negotiating advice out there is on a tactical level. You know, it's if you do this, then they do this. You should do this, and it's often manipulative or inauthentic, or it's not at the core of true negotiating success. So for me, what authentic means in negotiating is it's really getting to the truth of what you want out of the negotiation. And I've been working with people for over 30 years on that, doing my own deals with that. But really where it came to me on a head was there was one day where I woke up on an air mattress in my office in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. And the reason I was on that air mattress was because I could no longer afford my apartment. This was after 25 years of running a successful business. It was the recession of 2008, 2009.
Wow.
I was $325,000 in debt. I didn't know how I was going to make my next payroll. And you want to talk about a time when it's real. And I used these approaches. That was the real test for me, because doing my own real estate deals or advising clients in tough situations, but when it's your own thing, can you truly be authentic? Can you do it in the way that I had preached? So that was when it really tested out for me that it really does work.
So when you talk about authentic negotiating, you talk about clarity and detachment and equilibrium. What are those 3 things? How do we think with that in terms of negotiating?
Yeah, so clarity is the first one, as you said, and there's an external research part of that people often skimp on, but what they really skimp on is the internal work, right? It's knowing exactly what you want and what you don't want out of the deal. What's the true objectives? Ask those 5 whys that Honda used that technique, right? Why do I want that? Why is that true for me? Get down deep, right? Do the internal work. Then you need to be detached to the outcome. That's a tough one for a lot of people, right? If you and I are negotiating a deal, I should have a preference we get the deal done, or else why am I wasting my time? Right. But ultimately, I need to be equally okay if the deal goes through or it doesn't, because the only thing that's worse than not getting a deal done is doing a bad deal. And then the third piece is, how do I maintain that equilibrium? How do I not get thrown off by maybe tactics the other side is using, or by my fear, my scarcity, my anger, my upset? How do I stay calm?
Really interesting information for, being able to be skillful at negotiating. I never thought of it that way, But tell me something. You talk about the goal of negotiating is not always to win the negotiation. You touched on it just now a little bit, but really, how do we go into negotiate with that in mind and still be successful? Yeah,
so as business owners, entrepreneurs, C-level executives, the people I deal with, we're so trained to want to win, right? And we even brag about the good deals we've done, et cetera. But the truth is, maybe have we really won? And what happens for a lot of people is that winning gets tied up with ego. And it's a matter of that we felt like we've won. Mm-hmm. And that's not always the case. So what I say is, really the test is, what are your objectives and have you achieved them? So if you've gone through the clarity process and you've gotten clear, crystal clear on what your objectives are, at the end of the negotiation, when you look at the deal you did, you should be able to true that up. And it's going to be black and white. Did you achieve the objectives? Did you not? I have plenty of people who felt like they won, and when we true it up, they haven't won. So what's more important, really achieving your objectives or having that ego-based feeling of winning? So it's dangerous, the winning side.
So Barry, is your book going to actually give me some really critical key points that I can walk away with in my everyday negotiation? Is that the theme of the book?
Absolutely. So there's some we talk about it at the deep level that I talk about, but there's so many great frameworks and takeaways, and the top 6 reasons negotiations fail, and the top 5 ways to become a great negotiator. But I'll just say something now. I mean, one of the best ways to prepare for a negotiation is just make sure you do whatever you do that gets you centered in life. Whether that's going out for a run, whether that's praying, meditating, whether that's bouncing something off a friend. So start there, but then, yeah, there's a lot of other stuff in the book that would be helpful.
Very unusual advice for an attorney, but I appreciate it.
That contrast gets raised a lot for me, but
So, Corey, where can our audience get a copy of your book?
So the best place is CoreyKupfer.com. That's my website. The book's there. There's some great video and blog content. And also, a lot of people say to me after they hear me talk, well, how do I judge whether I'm an authentic negotiator? Where am I on that scale? So we have a phenomenal free assessment that people can take. Just download it from the website. It's 10 questions. It's easy. And they'll get immediate feedback on where they are on the scale and also some immediate tips on how to improve.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today, Corey.
Thank you.
Yes.